Asonibare Priscilla, and I'm the founder and CEO of Creatives Auction, an online marketplace that helps African creatives be seen and sell their work more easily to a global audience. And I'm so excited for the opportunity to talk to you today about NFTs, what they are, and how they can provide value to creators and businesses alike. So before I start, I would like to give a bit of backstory as to how I got into NFTs. Just like many people, I initially felt like NFTs were a fad. I didn't care much for it. The first time I heard about it, I was just like, yeah, this is something that is just going to, people will hype it up and then it will die after a while, right? So I heard about Beeples and how he sold his work for over 69 million USD. And that blew my mind because I just couldn't comprehend why anybody would spend that much on a piece of, just digital work, right? It just didn't make sense to me. But at the same time, it got me curious. So I decided to revisit the topic. I decided to watch a couple of videos, read a couple of blog posts, and just try to really make sense of the whole thing. And I promise you, when I did that, I got even more confused. And I don't know if it was the blogs I read, the type of videos I watched, but it still just did not make sense to me why anybody would spend that much on digital work. So again, I let it be, I let it rest. It was just there in the back of my mind until I finally launched my platform, right? And because I'm in the creative space, I basically had no choice but to really sit down and try to figure it out. I just had to figure out because I knew that this is technology that's crucial to artists, to creators, and even businesses, right? So I took my time. I was like, I need to figure this out, however I'm able to do it. So I turned to podcasts since blogs and videos really didn't work for me. And that was when I finally got like my aha. I listened to Michael Stelzner's Social Media Examiner podcast, and he also has another podcast called Crypto for Business. And those two podcasts just helped to clear things out completely because he brings very amazing guests to the show, and they were able to just break it down very simply and why NFTs are valuable. And as soon as I understood why they were valuable, it changed everything for me. It made me more interested, and I started listening to more and more podcasts. And when I started reading the blog posts, they started to make sense, and everything just started to come together. So really, that's how I got into NFTs, and I was able to even do a bit of practical on my end with my platform, and tested out minting my very own NFT, which was really cool to do. So that's how I got into NFTs. So I'll just jump into the talk itself, starting with what exactly are NFTs? Why is everyone talking about NFTs? I'll start with the definition of NFTs, right? So NFT is short for non-fungible token. And the word fungible is kind of the key word in that entire phrase. Fungible is basically anything. When something is fungible, it means that it can be replaced or exchanged with something else, but still provide the exact same value. So a popular example of that is with currency, money. So for example, if I had $100 note and I gave it to a friend of mine, I borrowed her, and I wanted it back, say, after a month, I wouldn't care if she gives me that exact same $100 note, which is most likely not going to happen, or if she gives me two $50 notes or five $20 notes, right? It doesn't matter as long as it adds up to $100. And in that way, money is fungible because you can still get the same exact value from, whether $100 or $250 or five $20 notes, right? So that's what fungibility means. It just basically means that it can be replaced. So non-fungible, on the other hand, means that it is one of one. It's okay, not one of one, sorry. Non-fungible means that it cannot be replaced, it cannot be exchanged. When something is non-fungible, it's just, you can't get the same value from something else, even if it looks like the one copy. It cannot give you the same value because they are just very unique, right? And a good example of non-fungibility would be us as human beings, right? Even if you have a twin or you have someone who looks like you do, you cannot be the same. It can never be the same because we're not created in the same way. We're all different. We think different. So human beings are a good example of items that are non-fungible. And in the world of Web3, a non-fungible token is basically a record of ownership of a unique piece of digital assets, right? So NFTs are always unique. No matter how much they might look the same, it is just not the same. It's not the same value you get from one NFT compared to another. And they live on the blockchain, right? So I would also define blockchain before we kind of jump into why they are even valuable. So blockchain is basically a digital, publicly available ledger of transactions that is duplicated and distributed across a network of computer systems. And the reason why blockchain technology is so amazing and so, it's just like a breath of fresh air is because it's decentralized, because the data is distributed across different computers on the blockchain network. It's decentralized. So no one person has ownership over any data that is on the blockchain, right? As compared to what we have in, today's world, where the banks are kind of like the central agency that, oversee or govern currency and how it is issued and how it is spent. It's completely decentralized, and that's what makes it so beautiful. So yeah, I think with those definitions, we can jump into why or how NFTs are beneficial both to creators and to businesses. So for creators, the very first benefits of NFTs would be the fact that it allows you, it cuts out the middleman, right? Currently in today's world, many creators are tied down by having to walk through middlemen, right? Managers. So for example, if you're in the music industry or you create music, you have to walk through a record label, you have to have management, you have to have a PR team. And what that means for you is that once you put out music, first of all, the music is not going to be yours legally. Your record label is going to own the music. And for example, if your music was put on Spotify, you might make about 4,000 USD for every 1 million streams of your music, right? And you might be tempted to think the entire money goes to you, but you have other people that take a certain commission. So by the time you give something to your record label and something to your manager and your PR team and all of that, you're left with a very small percentage. So out of 4,000 USD, you might be left with 1,000 USD, which is really not fair considering the amount of work that you put into creating the music, right? Because it's your music at the end of the day. So the way NFT works here is that you can cut out all those middlemen and own your own creation, right? By registering it on the blockchain, by minting it, registering it on the blockchain. So NFTs allow you own your music, own rights to your music as you get to mint it, and it gives you a token that shows ownership of that music. And once you do that, you can easily share with your fan base, people that follow you, let them know you have an NFT of your music. And if they want to buy 100% rights to it, they want to own it, they get to pay you whatever it is that you're comfortable with. So if you want to take, I don't know, $30,000 for that song, someone who buys the NFT will pay you that entire $30,000. And so you get to make more as compared to if you had to walk through, Spotify, or walk through a management, or, things like that are currently available to us in today's world. It just gives you more opportunity to earn, more opportunity to capture your revenue, as against having to walk through middlemen. And another amazing benefit of NFTs for creators is the fact that you get to also earn royalties on your music, on your creation. Still going back to the example of an artist who, particular song for $30,000, and within or when maybe I should take a step back now, because I'm about to talk about something that I didn't define initially. But one of the cool benefits of NFTs is that you are able to write or put in how much you would want for royalties if your work gets resold on the secondary market. So, and that is made possible through something called smart contracts, which is essentially code that says if a certain condition is met. So if, for example, this piece of music is resold in the secondary market, I want to earn 5% of whatever it's resold for, or 10% of whatever it's resold for. And so because it's on the blockchain, and again, it is decentralized, there's nobody that has control over how these programs execute, it's always going to happen, right? Like if anybody sells that song, you're always going to get your royalties from it. So it's like a win-win situation all through for creators. And it can to also digital artists. If you have your work and you list it as an NFT, or sorry, you mint it and it's there as an NFT and someone buys it, you can also put in that same what's it called? You can request for royalties, right? It's programmed into the system, so you know that anytime your work gets resold, you get to earn a certain percentage from commission from that work. And I think one good example would be Gary Vee, who is very popular in the NFT space. And I think his example really just always blows my mind, because he launched his NFT, which was essentially digital art. No, well, not digital art, actually. He hand drew, I can't remember exactly how many images, but it was a lot of them. And he sold them as NFTs. And after selling them, he sold out in like 90 days. And after selling them, as of today, he earns about 1.1 million USD daily just from royalties. Royalties from sale on secondary markets. So that's like insane. That's kind of money that he would never have made without this technology, because in today's world, for the most part, when you sell something, you sell it one time and there's really no way to continue to earn any sort of benefits or royalties from it. So I think that's another very dope benefit of NFTs for creators. So another benefit for creators is the proof of ownership that you get for all the content that you create, right? As of today, it's very easy for people to kind of replicate your work, to steal your intellectual property and claim it as theirs, because there's really no way, especially for content creators, to say this is my work. It's very hard to prove in today's world. But NFTs, because you get a token anytime you mint an NFT, you get a token, and it serves as a certificate to show that you're the owner of this particular digital asset. That's always a way for you to prove. So even if someone tries to copy, you already have that certificate that shows the date, the time, when. It just gives you all the information on when that particular content was minted. So if someone copies in the future, it's very clear to tell that this is a copy, right? The original work was created on so date. So that's another amazing benefit for creators. And then there's also copyright protection. I think that kind of it goes into the earlier point, copyright protection to prevent duplication of original work. And then direct connection to investors, to fans who are interested in your work. So it still ties back to the cutting out of middlemen, right? So now you're able to directly interact with your fans, your super fans, for example, because those are people that would go hard for you. If you minted an NFT of, your work, you already have a following, and you let people know that you have just minted this NFT, and you have maybe 10 of it or 100 of it, your super fans will definitely go out. And you might think about it and wonder, like, why would anybody want to spend money buying my music, or why would anybody want to spend it? Because obviously if you're listing something like that, you might list it a bit expensive, but the reason anybody would do that is because they are your super fans and they believe in you and they believe in what you're doing. So even if you might not be a celebrity or a mega superstar today, they see potential in what you're doing. And so that is also an incentive for super fans to spend a lot on getting a creator's work, because they believe that this person is going somewhere, and even if I have to spend this much buying their work today, I am sure it will appreciate in value in the next, couple of months or years or, whatever. So many times super fans also buy as kind of like an investment, because NFTs are usually limited in quantity. They know that if this person, gets to this level, they would be able to sell that NFT for a lot of money. So those are some of the ways that there's several other benefits that NFTs bring to creators, but those are some of the key ones that I wanted to touch on. So jumping into NFTs and how they benefit business owners, initially, when I first heard about NFTs, I would have never thought even business owners could benefit from it. It was more so artists and creators, and that's what you tend to hear a lot. But once you start to listen to some of these thought leaders and hear how like the use cases, then it starts to all come together. It starts to make sense for how business owners can benefit from NFTs. So the very first thing I'll talk about is that they can serve as a great way to create rapid cash flow while incentivizing your customers. So think about, okay, a good example of this is Coca-Cola, right? Coca-Cola is not a small company, yes, but they did something that I thought was just really cool. And I feel like it was just easy money, and it was made possible because of NFTs. So I'm not sure exactly when, but at some point, maybe last year, they launched an NFT that was basically a vintage design, or a design of one of their vintage Coca-Cola bottles. And they sold it. It was a very limited number, probably 100. Can't remember exactly all the details, but they made over $500,000 from selling those NFTs. And to me, that's like easy money. They didn't have to do too much. It was just the design of the bottles, and they sold it to the super fans of the company, right? People who believe in Coca-Cola, people who, who believe in the brand, right? They were able to sell it, and they were able to raise that money to do whatever it is that they decided to do with it. But NFTs are definitely a good way to raise cash flow for your business. For small businesses, trying to think of an example of, but even as a small business, right, you already are growing your community. You have people who are following you, people who believe in what you do. You can launch an NFT that is not too expensive. You know your customer, you know who your customers are, you know what they are going to be, or you should have an idea of what they might be willing to put down for an NFT. And you create your NFT and you launch it and let them know that there is this NFT. And the reason why they would buy into it would be the utility that you put into the NFT, right? So every NFT ideally should come bundled with some sort of utility. So if they get the NFT, you could say maybe they would have access to an exclusive party that you are going to host at the end of the year, or a lunch with the founder of the company, or just something fun, something that people who are interested in your brand would definitely want to, would key into. Or you could even just make it like a discount. So if you hold so company's NFT, you get 10% discount on everything you buy for a year, right? So those are some of the ways that you can just start to put utility into your NFT. So people are buying it knowing that they're getting some sort of value back, right? But then you as a business owner are also able to get immediate value through the money that is being put into your business. The money people are spending on your NFTs, right? You're able to immediately get that and use it to do, very strategic things that can help your brand continue to grow, right? And another cool thing is I think I'm getting ahead of myself. I'll talk about that later, but another benefit of NFTs, or another benefit that NFTs brings to businesses, is the fact that they can help you build community around your target audience, around your target market, and easily connect with them when it matters most. So another great benefit of NFTs is that they can help you build community around your target audience and easily connect with them when it matters most. So going back to utility that I just, talked about, if you launch an NFT for your brand, part of what you can add as a utility is community. And a lot of brands are doing this now through platforms like Discord. Discord allows, Discord has technology that connects to wallets. And again, this is, I guess I should have defined this initially, but your wallet is basically where your NFTs are stored. So think of it like your physical wallet where you keep your money. You have a digital wallet where you can keep your NFTs. And because NFTs are on the blockchain, which is decentralized, anybody can have access to details around the NFTs that you have in your wallet. And so if you use a platform like Discord to build your community, it helps you cross-check by checking the wallet of people who are trying to enter into your Discord channel or Discord community. It will check the wallet and make sure that this person actually has your NFT before they are let into the platform, right? So that's one of the benefits. You have your community on Discord, you can give them updates, you're able to just interact, engage, create excitement. And so whenever you actually have something that you want to launch, or some exciting news, or you want them to, help you in some sort of way, you already have that community. It's easy to communicate with them. And because they have your NFT and they're also getting value from having that NFT, they're more excited about the brand, right? Like it just makes sense that they would want to help, or if they would even talk about your brand. Because another thing about having a brand's NFT is that if the brand if the brand continues to grow and continues to do well in the market, it means that the value of the NFT goes up, right? And so if I own a brand's NFT, I naturally just become a brand ambassador, because I would want to go all out, I will talk about the brand as often as I have the chance. And I would want more people to kind of just know about the brand and know about what the brand is doing, because as the brand goes, the value of that NFT that I hold also goes higher. And if at any point I choose to sell it, then that would be kind of a profitable investment for me, right? Because I bought it when the brand was still growing, and then now I'm selling it when it has gotten to a certain point, or a certain point in its growth, right? So that's also another cool benefit for your community members, and that's what makes them excited about wanting to hold your brand's NFT. And then another benefit is that you, just like creators are able to earn royalties from the resale of their NFTs, business owners also get to have access to that feature, right? So when you launch your NFT, because of the smart contracts, you can indicate that if or whenever, if my NFT is resold on the secondary market, I would get a 5% royalty from it. And you can also program it to give to give back to causes that you care about, right? So you can say 5% of the royalties come to me and 5% goes to a charity that you care about, or, a foundation, any other, cause that you kind of believe in and you support. You can have it programmed in there. Usually, I mean, you don't have to write any code. It's just there on the front end of any of these marketplaces where you can launch an NFT. So it just indicates that you want 5% to come to you, 5% to go to a cause that you care about. So that's another benefit for you as a business owner. And the royalties you get, you can choose to use it to grow your business. You can choose to you can choose to use it to grow your business and kind of scale up. So another benefit of NFTs for business owners is in proof of attendance for events that you organize, So think about, like, if you had to issue tickets for an event that you're organizing, or no, actually, that's not the use case. So in proof of attendance, if you organize a webinar, for example, and during that webinar, you want to know the people that are in attendance, you want to be sure that, you had a certain number of people in attendance, you can create like what they call like timed NFTs, where you send people to your website or, whatever platform where you've created these NFTs, and you send them there to put in a certain, code. So you can have like a secret key that you give out during that webinar or, whatever online event you're having. And once they go there, they put in that secret key and they are able to mint an NFT that proves that they were in fact in attendance of your event, right? And the way this works is, if you organize, say, 10 events in the entire year, you can say, oh, if you attend 5 of those events and you have like proof of attendance, which is the NFT that they mint, they can get access to something else that is, I don't know, something else that is valuable. So you could give them access to maybe a staycation somewhere, something to just appreciate the fact that they constantly attend your events and they engage and all of that. So that's one of the ways that you can use that's actually the way you can use proof of attendance. You can also use NFTs even to issue tickets for your events, as against using, physical tickets or even QR codes. You can have NFTs that would be a certain number to cater to the number of guests that you're expecting. So if you're expecting 100 people, you have 100 NFTs. Once it's minted, those people are holders of your NFT. It gives them access to your event, and it can also give them access to future events as well. I think Gary Vee did this really well with his NFTs. So it's more than just the artwork. People are not just paying for just the artwork. Yes, the artwork is beautiful, but they are paying for access. So with Gary Vee, he has a conference he does every year called VCon, and having access to his NFT gives you access to that conference for 3 years, right? And it's kind of a big deal in the social media Web3 space, right? So having access to attend that event, and he also gives some sort of other passes depending on the kind of NFT that you hold. So some of them allow you get backstage passes, and you get to meet him, and just building utility on top of your NFT is always the goal, especially for businesses. You want to give people value and a reason why they should want to hold your NFT. So really, to conclude, I'll just say that NFTs are here to stay. They are the future, and it's just the reality that we are now in. And as we proceed into the future, we'll definitely start to see many more use cases for them. And just like any new technology, as female entrepreneurs and creators, if we can get the hang of it and kind of take advantage of it now, it will be better for us in the long run, right? So I really hope that you were able to learn a thing or two from this talk, and that you take action, try to learn, I will provide a few resources that you can go back to just learn more. Podcasts that I listen to, blog posts that can be helpful. So I really hope that you take action and start to use NFTs in your businesses and even in your creations as well. So thank you very much, and have a good day.
Yeah, clap it up for Priscilla. Clap it up for Priscilla. Clap it up for Priscilla. Priscilla. Woo, so deep, sis. Priscilla, make sure you're on the laptop so I can bring you to the stage, mama. Make sure you switch over to a laptop so I can bring you on stage. Y'all, let me tell you about Priscilla while she's getting set. Priscilla lives in Nigeria. Okay? And she today is speaking to the globe, Black women around the globe. Over 2,000 people are registered. And then thousands more are watching over simulcast, right? We're literally syndicating this. Why? Because we take up space. Priscilla quit her job in December of 2021. Priscilla up here talking to the world, taking up space like people do when they've been in the game for 10 years, right? But Priscilla started this work from scratch in Nigeria to connect Nigerian artists to the globe to improve their ability to make money from their artwork. She didn't even start with NFTs in mind. A few months in, mind you, only 6 months since she started her company. A few months in, she decided to delve into NFTs. So just imagine, ladies and gentlemen, what you two can do, right? This is why you articulated your ideas too on stage. Priscilla, raise your hand one more time. It disappeared. How do I know this? Because Priscilla is my mentee, and I literally said, do it scared. That was my advice to her. Do it scared. And 6 months later, she is literally out here changing the game for people not only in Nigeria, but for women around the world. Please understand that you will scale just as fast in 6 months. I promise you. Just start today. All right, baby, I'm bringing you up. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you for taking up space. How are you,
Thank
mama?
you. I'm fine. Maybe I should turn on my video for a minute, and then
That's fine.
Yeah.
You see these hand claps?
Sorry?
You see these hand claps, Priscilla?
I know. Like, it's, thank you so much. Thank you, because I know I was very nervous doing that, but I'm so excited I did it. And yeah, I'm thank you. I'm honored. Thank you.
Yeah, y'all, 6 months. Let this be a testament to what you will do, not can do, what you will do. 6 months in. Blaze is a year and a half old, right? So I only had 1 year Head start on her, right? Take up all of these space. You are dope today. You are enough today. Trust your gut. If your body is telling you something, just as babies come out of the womb and they know what to do, I promise you, folks have spent lifetimes making you forget who you are, right? Making you forget how to lean on your intuition. Take up space and trust what's in here, y'all. We cannot be stopped. All right. There's so many questions for you, Priscilla. So I'm going to let us get to it. And we can navigate these together, Mama. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of you. All right. So the first one I'm going to put on stage is coming from Andrea, and Andrea asks, so are the smart contract royalties passive income?
Yeah, so that's basically what they are. It's just passive income off of something you've already created. And that's why I keep saying, like, this is so awesome for creators who in the past have just been shortchanged, basically, with people who are kind of middlemen and just taking everything that they should be getting, right, and leaving them with peanuts, right? So as a creator, you can put it there within the smart contract that you want to get a certain percentage off of every time that your work is sold on the secondary market. So if it's sold 20 times and the price keeps, again, because you're a creator and you're doing all this work and you're growing, the value of your work will be increasing as you're growing, right? So if it's sold today for $10,000, for example, tomorrow it might be sold for 20, 50, right? And you keep getting a higher percent of royalties as your work keeps getting sold off of, something you created years ago, right? So that's why it's really awesome.
100%. So, y'all, I want to make sure we catch this. And I'm telling you, first of all, you early. Tina told us this over and over again yesterday. We're 7 months in. We are literally creating what the world looks like, Black women, right, in 5 years. Okay. I want to make sure y'all get this. Okay. So a few concepts, terms, and write it down so you can continue to study on this. When you make an NFT, a non-fungible token, just like Priscilla said, non-fungible means it's only one of a kind. It's yours, right? When you make an NFT, right? And let's say you make 100 copies and only 100 can be sold. Think about what happens with Jordans when they come out with these limited time offers. The first time it's sold, it's already higher, right? But the second time that person sells it, it's even higher, right? Because it's that much more scarce in the market. So think about your NFTs that same way. Yeah, so I see the claps. Y'all about to follow me here. So you create a digital asset. It could be access to your club. It could be, somebody creating shoes that people can wear on their avatars, like Steph Curry did. He made a couple of shoes and you create it one time. And what Priscilla is telling you is you attach what's called a smart contract. We have contracts in the everyday world. If I'm doing business with you, you sign my contract. If I'm selling my house to you, you sign my contract. There are digital smart contracts, but the gag is once you set the rules, because it's digital and it's on the blockchain, nobody can change it. Nobody can take it away from you. And it is visible to everybody in the world. Oh, we're going somewhere now. I see the claps. So what she is telling you is you create an NFC. It is non-fungible, meaning it's not like money. I give you $1 bill, you give me somebody else's $1 bill. NFTs is only one of a kind. Okay, this is not a JPEG. This is not a PNG. It's one of a kind. And if you build your contract to say, because mind you, Black women, you decide, you make the rules. If you build your contract to say every time this NFT is sold, Casey is getting a 5% royalty. Every time it is sold, because again, this is digital. This is on a record called the blockchain. Can't nobody take it. Yes, y'all follow me. I see the wows. If you say, Black woman, every time this NFT is sold, I get 5%, it's going to happen automatically. That is passive. And then every time it's sold for a higher value, 5% of something is still 5% of something. So every time it increases in value as it changes hands, your money goes higher. Yeah, okay. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Priscilla. They getting it. I see they getting it. All right. So let's go to the next question, Mama. This is a good one. We're gonna kick it to Sharice's question. Sharice asks, how do you create NFTs?
Okay, so I will give a very short answer because there is like a process to it, and it depends on the kind of NFT that you want to create. So you can create a one-of-one NFT, you can create a limited edition NFT, right? And there is platforms. So OpenSea is kind of the marketplace. I think I need to double check this, but I do think that you can create your NFTs on OpenSea.
Yep.
There are also a bunch of other platforms. I think I forget their names now. I would just put them in the chat because I'm forgetting their names. But OpenSea is the most popular. There are some. I think also Solana has a marketplace where you can create your NFTs, and that has lower gas fees, which is basically think of it as like transactional fees, right? But if you want to pay lower transactional fees in creating your NFTs, you can use platforms like Solana, which uses a different blockchain other than Ethereum. So if you want to create your NFTs, you probably want to start with identifying like what you want out of the NFT. If it's limited edition, you might need to work with an artist to kind of create the art, or you could use template arts that you find online. Different platforms have this, and there is software to also generate that limited edition art. So each piece would have something unique about it, even though they might all look similar, but they would be different at the end of the day because you mix and match different elements. So, for example, you could have different types of eyes, different types of nose, something different about each NFT, right? So it's unique in that sense, and a token is attached to each of them, right? But I think what I can do is maybe leave some resources on what you can read to learn exactly, like step by step on creating NFTs.
Beautiful. So
Turn my video. Okay. Let me turn this on.
drop a one if you can hear me. I want to make sure
Yeah,
y'all catch this. Drop a one if you can hear me.
yeah. I just turned off my video. I think my network is a bit unstable.
No worries, mama. All right, I see the ones. I didn't want y'all to miss this. OpenSea. Do you want to create your NFT for free? Go to OpenSea. No gimmicks, no catches, none of that. Go to OpenSea. What else can I do on OpenSea? I'm challenging y'all to do this. This is not a spectator sport. I'm challenging y'all to do this because we literally today will create what this looks like in 5 years. And they're going to come into our spaces and we're going to be wealthy uh, beyond monetary value. I mean, we are going to be Maya Angelos inside of households. I hope you understand what this moment is. This is a movement right here. Okay. OpenSea. What else can you do? You can buy other people's NFTs. Why would I want to do that? Market research. You can buy some for $1 on there.
Mm-hmm.
See what they're doing. Are you a therapist? Buy one from a therapist. See what they're doing. See what they're doing. You can buy them for as little as $1. OpenSea. All right. I'm gonna get off of that. But all the gems. All right, Priscilla, I'm about to pitch another one to you, mama.
All right.
All right. Let me go to something that's pretty. Oh yeah, this is a good one. Okay, this is important. Anika Jones asks, Priscilla, you mentioned 2 podcasts. One was Crypto for Business. What was the other one?
It was NFT 365. I think the host name is NFT 365. I think it's Brian Fanzo. I think that's his name. It sounds like that when I hear it. But I'm sure if you search for NFT 365 on your podcast app, it will bring it up. There are also a bunch of other ones. There is the Nifty Show. There is Bad Crypto. I think that's what it's called, Bad Crypto. So I just listen to these shows, like I kind of shuffle between them. I think it's just really great in just helping you understand the market more, helping you know what's happening in the space. If you even want to invest in in NFTs, it helps you kind of, some of the shows talk about like what is hot and what to invest in and what kind of not to invest in. So it's just really good to help you learn more about what's happening in the NFT space. So yeah.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Priscilla.
Sure.
All right, so Dejanay, I'm putting your question on the stage, and it reads: Are there conversion rates for NFTs in different countries, or is it truly a global currency? How do you report income from NFTs in your taxes? We can tag team if you want to, Priscilla, but go ahead.
Yeah, I think we'll probably have to do that. What I would say is that it is truly a global currency because I can own NFTs from Nigeria the same way someone in Kenya or in the US can own an NFT, and it's the same amount that I would pay for it if I bought it from Nigeria or Kenya, or it's there's no like exchange rates. There's nothing like that applies in the world of NFTs. So yeah, it is truly a global currency in that sense. In terms of reporting your taxes, I don't know, Casey, if maybe you might be able to, because I'm not sure how that would play out, but yeah.
Yep. And that's exactly why I said that. So first part, I echo Priscilla. Nah, it's truly a global. It's truly global, right? And just know, I wanna make sure we are on the same page with this, right? NFT means non-fungible token, meaning it is only one of a kind. And when this one thing is sold, right, the ownership changes on blockchain. Blockchain is the record. Nobody can touch it. It is not owned by the government. It is not controlled by the government, right? There is a truth trail that no person can have subjectivity to. This is diversity and inclusion, if you ask me. Okay, like this removes the gatekeepers and the people who have bias, right?
Yeah.
Now, non-fungible token, right, means it is only one of a kind. Don't confuse that though with fungible digital assets, right? So just like Priscilla was saying, somebody gives her $100, they don't need the serial number to be the same. I just need $100, right? So when you think about cryptocurrency, for instance, it is not like that, right? Like 5 Bitcoins are 5 Bitcoins. It's not like you want the exact 5 Bitcoins that you gave out to come back, right? So just have that distinction in your mind, right? But NFTs are truly these assets that are one of a kind. It is artwork, it is membership, right? To something. It is a song, right? And if you Nas does this a lot nowadays, honestly. Nas, our guy, our rapper, right? Where he makes a song, it is obviously one of a kind, right? And then he allows people to buy NFTs, non-fungible tokens, where they get ownership, right? So only they own that piece, that ownership, and every time the song plays, they get their royalty because the smart contract says so, right? So I just want to make that distinction so that we understand that. But don't you worry, we got you, because later today, our girl Monet Quarles is going to talk about the cryptocurrency side of it. And literally, her name is the Crypto Duchess. Okay, she's been in the game for over 10 years. She's gonna tell her own story, but we got that piece of it. Okay, just want to make sure we understand that distinction. You good over there, Priscilla?
Yep. I love this. I love
Hey,
this so
all right.
much.
I'm so proud of you, girl.
Thank
Woo!
you. Thank you,
You're
Casey.
welcome.
Thank you
You're
for the
welcome.
opportunity. Yeah.
Oh, of course. You are a thought leader today. Okay. All right. So Demetria Lucas asks, where can we find more information to create a Discord channel in NFTs?
So I will leave a couple of links. I think I should do that right now. I will leave a couple of links for some resources that you could read. I know I have videos I save every now and then, so I would just leave links. Let me try to do that before this session ends. I think that would be helpful. Um,
Oh, thank you. I'm on mute.
okay.
Okay, cool. All right, so this question is coming from, this is a hard one. This is a curveball, Priscilla. So this is
Mhm.
from Sierra. She asks, how can we best utilize NFTs in the metaverse?
Okay, so I think for the metaverse, the practical applications of NFTs would be for, as a brand, for example, if you have products that you sell and you have some, a digital, location on the metaverse, basically, you can have NFTs of products that you sell. So if someone wanted to say, for example, you sell, I don't know, sneakers, right? And you have NFTs of those sneakers on your, where you are on the metaverse, people can easily purchase from you via those NFTs, right? So they pay for the NFT, and by that way, okay, this person. So with that, you need to probably make a delivery of that product and whatever other utility that you have added on your NFT. But that is one practical way to use NFTs on metaverse. Another use case would be for people who are artists, right? Visual artists. So you can have art galleries where each, piece of art is represented as an NFT. And so if you want to purchase art in the metaverse, you just, pay for it, basically pay with Ethereum, and it becomes yours, right? So those are the two applications that I would, think of. There's also gaming, but I don't necessarily have all the information there, so I don't want to start talking about it. But yeah, those are two practical applications I could think of.
So good. So good. Y'all are really starting to connect the dots, which is great, right? Just know that you are already ahead of most people out there. I mean, most white, black, blue, brown, purple, right? So I want you to connect a few concepts, right? So what Bianca introduced in the first session was this idea of creating these digital assets, for instance, right? Where somebody can create some shoes, right? Steph Curry does this, right? And then somebody can buy that NFT and put it on their avatar, right? So combine digital assets with NFTs, okay? So combine digital assets with NFTs. If you are designing a blazer, right, or a jacket, right? Bianca Jackson showed a Letterman's jacket. That is an NFT. I want to make sure we are understanding this concept. If you want to create lipstick for people's avatars, right? That is an NFT, right? Like, we are getting into the deep jargon now, but you all understand it, right? If you want to, and Priscilla already said this, but we need to conceptualize this. If you want to create a membership community, right, and you're giving people access, you can decide, right, to be on some Web 2.0 platform and just say, join my community, or you can create an NFT, okay, and say, people can buy an NFT for membership, right? And then it comes with these perks, right? Meaning, when you do a live event, those are the people that come behind stage and do a meet and greet with you, right? Maybe when you write your next book, those are the people who gets the early version of it, right? And are able to give you feedback on any changes or insights on what they want more of, right? So NFTs are one of a kind things that can be duplicates, right? But they're not exact replicas, right? It's just your serial number is different. I'll use serial number because that's what we understand. But they can be anything, things people can wear, things people can use, things that give people royalty access, the way that Nas is doing it. Want to make sure we got that. All right. Yep, Brianna, exactly. Yep, that's exactly what Bianca was talking about from Brick Rose. All right, we have a few minutes left. Let me throw one more at you, Priscilla, just in case you tag it over there.
All right.
We're getting a lot of tax questions, but it's going to depend by region. I will just say real quick, and this is important for you all to think about, right? So there are tax laws to, dictate how much taxes you make on profits, just like you make profits whether you're selling a candle or some lipstick, right? Like, that is no different, right? Like, whatever's coming into your business is income, right? You have to abide by whatever federal laws exist for you and whatever state laws exist for you, right? So that will always vary by state and by globe. Remember, Priscilla is speaking from Nigeria, right? So one thing you all want to think about too is that, one, this is still so early that there is not a whole lot of regulatory restrictions on this stuff, right? This is how the unicorns in Silicon Valley during the tech boom, one of the most recent ones, were able to move so fast. Like, we're just getting to the point where they're saying, oh, and you can't sell people's information, Facebook, right? Like, it took them like years, right? I was in middle school when they started just using my information to sell it everybody, right? So the same is true for Web 3.0 and the metaverse, right? It is still so new that you're going to be able to do a whole lot of stuff right now without there being regulatory burden on you. This is the importance of getting in early, right? Because you literally lay the foundation of whatever anything is. And then much later, once you're profitable and literally a guru out here, making tweaks will be very, very easy for you. Okay. All right, as promised, Priscilla, I'm going to send you one more, and then we will close out this session.
Right.
This is a tough one, but I'm going to throw this up here I want to even see what you say about this. This is a tough one. This one is, man, I hope I don't mess up your name, sis. No, I love you. This one is from Serjania, and she asks, how can NFTs be used to protect proprietary product designs? I'll say it again. How can NFTs be used to protect proprietary product designs?
Okay, so yeah, that's definitely a bit of a tough one. But in the way that, we're thinking about NFTs, basically as a what's it called, certificate of ownership, right? A digital certificate of ownership. Once you mint, so if you have any designs that you do not want anybody to be able to steal from you, you mint them as NFTs, and that already serves as a digital certificate to prove that these are your designs. So even in the future, if somebody went and tried to copy you, you have, again, it shows you all the data for when it was minted, who minted it, so all your details are there. So if someone tried to copy you in the future, it will be very clear that this person is just a copycat, because yours would date back. And so that to me would be a way that NFTs can help to prove that you own something. You would have your certificate of ownership, so it protects in that sense your designs. But I don't know if Casey, maybe you wanted to add anything else, but that's
exactly right. That's exactly right. That's the new vocabulary word I was hoping they get. Write it down in the chat so that you really so that you remember it and help your sisters remember it. Mint, mint. Let me see if y'all. I don't see it yet in the chat. Mint. I know I have a southern twang. Mint. All right, Sharice is with me. Yep, Priscilla, Sharika. Okay, beautiful. All right, now we are here. Remember the word mint. Countries mint coins, right? Once a coin is minted, this is the real thing. You need to mint your NFT. Don't just create something all willy-nilly and you just sell it out there on the side. No, go to OpenSea and mint your NFT. Once it is minted, it shows up on the blockchain and it is on record as being yours. Right? And then if you put a smart contract with it where you're telling it that when this happens, that happens. So maybe the smart contract says, when this person sells it, I get 2% royalty, right? You mint it along with the rules. And once it's created, it's there. So you are protected, right? Which is different from the Black creators that had everything stolen from them on TikTok, right? And then somebody that doesn't look like us does a little dance and they get $1 million in, brand deals, and they're on the front page of Forbes. I said it, right? When you mint your digital asset, it is yours. And no matter who is wearing it, right, in the metaverse, they don't get credit for it because nobody knows where it came from. Hello.
Yeah.
It's yours, right? It is yours. All right. Beautiful job, Priscilla. Thank you so much. You have definitely enriched the globe. And folks are going to be tuning on this for 3 months at least. But this is going to push the entire globe forward because people are watching us, all of us, right, as thought leaders today. Appreciate you, Mama.
Thank you so much.
Of course. All right, y'all. So officially at the halfway mark of today. Just imagine we've only done 3 sessions, but actually the first one was registration. So this was so rich. Today is just imagine what you all have soaked up after one general information session where we were talking it up. It was super dope this morning, ladies. Shout out to everybody who was in there. And then 2 workshops. Just imagine, right, how many light years you are ahead from where you were yesterday. And how many light years you are ahead from where you were 2 days ago before you entered this summit. Right? So I hope this motivates you to not wait for perfection, to do it scared, to act today. And then Obviously, I'm telling you, you are literally going to be a leader that is, I mean, the world will know your names, okay? Scarcity does not exist. All right, so we're going to go to the next session, which is the DJ set, okay? We're about to turn up with my girl, DJ Red Corvette from the Bay Area. Yay, area, stand up. And then after that, we're going to go and do some Pilates. Grab your water, your mat, and a towel. We are going to do some Pilates, and I want you to take notes. With the way this woman shows up virtually and is in her bag, you need to be doing the same thing. Take the limits off, take the borders off of your business. So enjoy this, but also take notes like, oh, I could do this too. I could do this in my living room, right? And then after that, we're going to have a panel discussion that is called WTH is Web3. What the hell is Web3? We got a new vocabulary word coming. All right, I'll see y'all on the other side. Peace.